G'day guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back for another episode of Wasteland Survival. So in today's episode I want to kind of get this turret done because I've been working on it for quite a lot of time. Also I figured out what was causing my sim speed drops. So it seems to be whenever I am around this turret for whatever reason. So if I fly around the front of this ship, for example, you can see that the game runs smooth, there's no sim speed drop, so I'll just bring up the... Yeah, you can see the sim speed is solid at 1. But then whenever I go around that turret, it just all of a sudden drops to like 0.8 every, I don't know, 10 or so seconds. So I don't really know exactly what's causing it, but I do know that it is whenever I am around this turret here. And there you go, you can kind of see that it keeps dropping whenever I'm around this thing. So I don't know what's causing it. Whether it's the rotors, the railguns, or what. So, yeah. Well, at least I know exactly what was causing it. So, turns out it's not my computer, it is actually the game. Alright, so, what I want to do here is hook up this to the rest of the conveyor system. So I think what I'm going to do is, I'm going to place a projector here and figure out exactly at which point this conveyor junction is going to come through. And I think I might just kind of drill back and then just go down until I hit another conveyor system. I don't think I really need to think about this one too much, but what I'll do is I'll withdraw the components for a projector. So we'll do that, and then, yeah, we'll just basically weld this up and place it there. So let me place the projector maybe here. Oh, there we go, now it's large grid. So I'll place it like this here, and then let's weld this up. And do I have enough components for a little button panel on the side of this thing? Maybe I do. Let's weld that up. No, I don't. Alright, let's get the materials for this. Alright, cool. So now that's done, now let's set up our projector. So I've got to find my projector here. Oh yeah, that's right, I don't have this grid connected to anything else. Okay, so I'm going to have to connect it to the rest of the grid so that we can get some power onto this thing. So let's connect it like that, and now all of a sudden we have power. So let's go in here, find our projector once more, which should be projector number 2 maybe, or is it this one? I think it's this one here. So let's call this the Railgun projector, I guess. Blueprints, and I want basically test this one here. Yeah, this one. And then we just spin this one around. So we'll go pitch, I think it is. And then yeah, so I could figure out exactly where it's coming through, and I think I might actually do that. So what I can do is kind of figure out where this thing is, and then basically, so let's go through here, open this door, and we'll head on to the elevator shaft, and I should be able to see where it's poking through, because I'm pretty sure it should be far enough to this point, if that makes sense. Is it gonna open the door? Yeah, there we go. Alright, so yeah, it's coming through about here. So all I need to do is, I'm probably better off going up a few blocks maybe, rather than down to this floor here and connecting to this conveyor system. I think it would be easier if I go up. So what have we got? We've got an extra 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks until we get to the conveyor system upwards. Okay, cool. So what I'm going to do here is, have I got access? You can see I still haven't filled in that hole in the elevator shaft. It's still kind of a work in progress, I guess. And you know what? I don't really need this anymore, so I'm going to get rid of that while I'm here. So let's head on back upstairs and let's get outside and try and get this thing done. So yeah, I don't really know what to do about these sim speed drops. I suppose there really isn't anything I can do, so I'm just going to have to kind of live with them. So, alright, what we need to do is, well, the thing is as well, I don't know how many blocks deep into the mountain I need to go, so maybe I'll just go, I don't know, maybe 20 blocks or something like that. I thought it was daytime. Maybe it's nighttime again. Well, that's going to kind of work out pretty good, because underneath this whole thing, I'm going to put in some lights so that when you look through here, you're going to see all the lights and things like that. So, alright, let's get this hole dug, and then we should be able to add in our conveyor system. Alright, well, I think I've pretty much got the conveyor system sorted. Well, I've got the tunnel dug for it at least. So what I ended up doing is just going straight down, because I kind of figured that it would be a bit hard to just go all the way back, because I've got to basically go to the end of this stairwell that sits at the back of the control tower before I even get anywhere near close to the conveyor system. So I think this is probably the most efficient way to do it. So now obviously all I need to do at this point is withdraw a whole bunch of conveyors and get all of that conveyor system welded up, which is going to take me quite a long time, but there is not much I can do about that. I suppose I could use the build and repair, but yeah, I've never really liked that mod. I just find it makes the game far too easy, if that makes sense. So yeah, I would not hold your breath in waiting for me to use that mod, because it is not going to happen. So alright, let's get this conveyor system done. Okay, so here we are, and I've almost got this stuff connected, although I kind of need to figure out a way to get it connected so that yeah, everything is kind of hidden. So I think what I'll do is I might place a conveyor junction here, or maybe I'll put a pipe there and a conveyor here, and then from here I can start placing in blocks around it. So let's get this welded up, and then this as well. This one's a little bit tricky actually, because I've got the mountain at an angle, whereas when I did the one for, yeah, the one below there, it was kind of flat and it was easy to make a decent shape out of that. But I think what I'll do is we'll make use of the new blocks. I keep saying they're new, but they're not really that new, so let's maybe do it like one of these, and then perhaps one of these blocks here. So we'll place that like that, and then maybe what we can do is place another one of those. I don't really want to add another one of those there, so maybe here we can add in some blocks, like maybe something different. So maybe like one of these here, but we'll spin that around, place that there, and then place in one of these. And what do we place here is one of these blocks here, I think. So something like that. Wait, is it that one? No, I think it might be the other one. No, it is this one. Wait, no, it's this one. This one here. So, like that. Let's weld these up and see how it looks. Okay, yeah, that doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look fantastic, but it doesn't look too bad. Alright, so here we'll just place a 45-degree angle block, like so. And then on this side, we'll grab the new block. Again, I keep saying it's new, but it's not really new. It's been in the game for ages. Place one of those in. Weld those two up, and then I'll place in another one of these blocks here in the corner, which is one of these ones here. Like that. So we'll place in one of those there. Weld it up. Come on. There we go. Right, and then from here, what do I do from this point here? I suppose I could do something like this maybe. Place in one of these. And then from here I can place in a... What block can I place that kind of goes on the side of this one? I could do that one there, but it doesn't really reach. Okay, so maybe instead we'll place in a tip. So one of these blocks here like that, and then like that. And then we weld all these up. And I do realize there's no blocks behind it, but it kind of... I don't know. I think I'm overthinking it, but you know, so far I think that looks alright. It'll do for now until I can figure out something better. So here I will change the color of this, and we'll place in one of these end pieces like that, I think. Or maybe we can do it like that. Cool. Alright, so now this thing is conveyed up. So what I'll do from here is I will go ahead and actually what I can do now is I can get rid of these blocks, because now through the conveyor system this entire setup is actually connected to the rest of the grid. The downside is that if the conveyor system ever gets shot out, then basically it will disconnect from the rest of the grid, so there is that too. So I actually wonder if these railguns are fully charged, given the fact that they have no ammo. So railgun 1, so I think these are actually fully charged. So what I need to do though now is actually go ahead and manufacture some ammunition for these. So we got the large railgun sabos. Now these take uranium ingots, so yeah, I don't want to manufacture too many. I guess we could do like 40. I think that should be heaps. So let's see, what are these doing? Yep, they're loading. So now I should actually be able to fire these railguns. Now, do I want to actually fire them? I suppose what I may do is I would like to test fire this thing. So what have we got here? I want my railgun base rotor. I want my railgun drive rotor. And the camera is probably this camera maybe. And then we will add in, which railguns do we want to add in? Railgun 1 and 2. So, okay, let's call this railgun turret gun 1, and we will rename the other one railgun number 2. And now when I go into this one, this block here, I should be able to actually, so add this one and add this one. Alright guys, so I've gone ahead and I've set up a control seat here with all of the controls for this turret. Somebody in the comments section suggested that I add the camera to the hotbar as well, so that I can kind of view the turret in the third person view. So if I am to press number 2, then I'm pretty sure it's supposed to let me view it in a third person view, but it doesn't seem to be working, so I'll have to check that out a little bit later. But yeah, so far I think this is working pretty good. Also, what else was I going to say? Yeah, there's another kind of issue I wanted to sort of discuss with custom turrets. So it seems like okay, let me head on over to this turret installation over here and try and explain what's going on. So basically what I've noticed in my testing of these custom turrets and the regular turrets in the game is that these regular vanilla turrets are unable to see these custom turrets. Well, they're able to see that rotor there that is connected directly to the same grid as this, but everything else, it is kind of totally unaware that that exists. So what will happen is, if an enemy just so happens to spawn behind this turret in this turret's line of fire, then this turret will basically just shoot straight through this thing, and it won't care about the fact that this turret is there, and it will just blow it up. So yeah, that's a bit of a disappointing factor. I really wish that wasn't the case, but yeah, it definitely seems to be the case. So I'll have to kind of, I don't know, see how these turrets go, these custom turrets, and yeah, basically just kind of work with it. And if it doesn't work out, then I'll just have to replace these custom turrets with regular vanilla turrets. And I kind of wish I knew that before I went ahead and installed all of these custom turrets around the base. But, you know, it is what it is, and there's not really too much I can do about it. Now, the other thing as well is that these turrets can also damage, like, say, this grid. So if I was to grab this turret here and then fire upon, like, this grid here, it will do damage to it. Yet, if I was to control this turret and then fire upon this grid here, it won't do any damage because I have enabled the setting to disable friendly fire damage or disable missile damage on your own grid, which basically it not only affects missile turrets, it also affects all of the other turrets in the game as well. So that means that these turrets can't damage anything on my base. Well, these turrets can damage those grids over there because they're a subgrid. I believe they can anyway. Might have to test that actually. But the good news is that, and I was really concerned about this. My major concern with this turret here was, well, what happens if an enemy decides to spawn like up there behind the control tower? Is this turret basically just going to fire straight through my control tower and destroy it to get to an enemy? The good news is that that isn't the case. So these turrets are actually smart enough to know that that grid belongs to me and then it shouldn't fire through it to get to an enemy. So that's the good news. And I was really concerned about it, so what I ended up doing was creating a custom world, or like creating a creative copy of this world and testing all of that out with, you know, various ships and things like that. And so yeah, this turret will never be able to damage my own grid, which is the good news. So that was something that I was really worried about. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to finish off this little platform here. So what I'll do is I'll withdraw, well, I think I've already got the components for some lights. So what I want to do is just add a, yeah, kind of like a glow underneath here, an orange glow, like I've done with so many other things in this base. So we'll place a light there, and in fact I might spin it around like that, and let's get rid of this one and then change that up, and then we'll spin this one around like that. Okay, cool. And then I'll probably go 2 blocks further this way, and perhaps we can put one there and then there, and then we'll go 2 blocks further again, and we'll place a light there and then also there. Is that, so that's 1, yeah, it's kind of 2, not really 2, but I think it should give me a relatively even light distribution. So let's get these things welded up. Okay, cool. So those lights are now welded up. So what I'll do is I'll use this control panel here to set them up. So these are basically just going to be the same color as all the others. Where is that light? Hang on. Did I not weld one of these up? Did I miss one? I did too. I thought I welded all of these up. Obviously not. So it seems though that I have some other lights in the base that aren't properly named, so we'll have to, so it should be these ones here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's about right. So let's change these to 170 and 100, and I'll set the distance of these to about, let's go with 10 meters to start with and see what that looks like. Fall off 2, intensity 0.8, offset, I'll set that to 0. Okay, so let's turn this light off, and yeah, I think we've got a fairly decent glow happening here. It's not too, why is this light here doesn't have the same radius as that one? I might need to bump up the radius a bit though, because the one on the right is closer to the mountain, so you can kind of see it reflecting off the mountain, whereas the one on the left isn't because it's further away from the mountain. So maybe we're going to have to go with 12.5, and let's see what that looks like. Yeah, it is a little bit better, but that's right. I think I'll just leave it like that. And also, I think what I'll do as well is later on I'm going to grab some of these corner lights like this one here, and I'm going to place them there and there on like every corner of this turret. So, and then they will basically go upwards and then light this whole thing up so you can kind of see it in the dark. So I think that would look pretty cool. But I guess now what I need to do from here is go ahead and place in all the blocks on the bottom. Now the thing is though, I kind of, without even thinking, I just kind of made this whole structure here, but I just realized like I can't have these blocks here because I'm basically going to have my floor here, or the can I get that block please? Let me get the block. Come on, there we go. Yeah, so the floor is going to basically end up there, so I can't really have any blocks in that space. So yeah, that's one other thing. Also, somebody suggested in the comments that I do a time lapse of me building all this stuff and welding it, rather than just like kind of finishing it off camera and then coming back when it's done. So maybe I might try and do stuff like that again. The one reason why I stopped doing it was because I did an episode where I tried to get that to work, and I literally wasted 4 or 5 hours trying to render the video, and it just refused to render every time I tried to speed it up. I don't know, it was kind of corrupted, so I ended up having to delete an entire section of the video and then re-recording a whole bunch of stuff, and that's why I've kind of avoided doing it again. But maybe we can give it another shot and see how this goes. So let's get the bottom of this thing done. Alright, well, the bottom floor is now done. At this point in the recording, I don't know if the time-lapse has worked, but if it did, I hope you enjoyed it. If it didn't, then, yeah, sorry, there is no time-lapse. So, anyway, let's get back to setting this thing up. So, it seems like it is storm season at the moment. There has been so many storms on this planet, it's pretty crazy. So, let's get back to finishing this here turret. So what I think I will do is I'm going to use this color probably. Yeah, I'm going to use the army camo texture, and we're going to place a light there, although I've got no components. Super prepared as always, but you know how I roll, guys. Okay, so let's go back up there and place in this light. So we shall place one possibly there, and possibly, well, actually, let's go and weld that one up and see what happens when I go to configure it. So hopefully I don't have a whole bunch of other corner lights, and I do because I'm silly and I didn't rename them. Pretty sure these ones here, these are all the ones that are in the hallway or the stairwell. So what we'll call this is Railgun. Actually, no. I'm not even going to bother renaming it because I need to find out where the offset is. So let's set the offset to, yeah, so I can see that the offset is moving along the ground. So that light is not in the position that I want it to be. So let's get rid of that. Let's grab our corner light once more. I will spin that over and then do that. And now when I place these down, they should be in the correct orientation. And I will spin this one around as well, and we'll just kind of do the exact same thing on all four corners of this railgun turret. Now I must admit, I am kind of, you know, I am tempted to like use what is it, I'm kind of tempted to make these white so that it properly lights up this yeah, this gun, although I'm not sure yet. But before these are welded up, what I'll do is I'll go into the control panel and I will rename these now, because you can see that all these incomplete ones will be the ones for the railgun turret. So okay, cool, so these are all renamed. Now I've just got to weld them up, and then we can start playing around with the settings of these lights and seeing what color I want to actually make them. I am really tempted to make these white because I think it would look good with the railgun itself being fully lit up, although I guess we'll just have to kind of wait and see how it looks. So what I'll do is I'll move my character's screen over here. Actually, I could kind of change. Alright, so let's find our corner lights again. Corner light, actually no, we'll go railgun. So railgun turret accent light, let's make these 190 by 215. Set the radius to, I don't know what I want the radius to be, but the offset I'm going to set all the way up. Intensity 1.2 I reckon, or I could just go 0.8 because it gives it like a subtle glow. Fall off as usual is 2, and then I will turn up the radius to 10, and let's see how that looks. Let's exit this seat and then... pressing the wrong button here. It's a shame that it doesn't really get right up to the top of the turret. But I do kind of like this. I suppose what I could do is I could just place some lights on the side of the turret itself. So perhaps what we could do is place some lights like here or something. Actually, yeah, if I place them there, is the turret still going to be able to move? I think we should be okay. Let's weld those two up, and let's go into the control panel and control those lights. So let's find these corner lights once more, and it should be these two here. And it's not. Well, which ones is it then? Oh, they're on a subgrid, so they'll be a different color. It'll be these two, I think. So let's make these like, I don't know, pink, and let's see if that's the right lights that I've got going on here. Actually, the pink doesn't look too bad. That'd be interesting if I could make like a whole bunch of lights go across here and they're like purple or pink or something. Nah, I don't know. Maybe. It's very tempting to do so. That actually doesn't look half bad. I know it's pink, but I could make it purple and then go all the way along the barrel, because each light would kind of join up with each other, and that would be a cool little effect. I don't know, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you reckon that would look cool, or do you think it just looks tacky? Okay, so let us go in here. We'll find these corner lights once more. Corner. And let us set these to just the standard old color, so 190, 215. I'll probably set the radius to 10 meters. Same settings as all the other ones, so 1.2 offset. I'll leave that at 0, and let's see how that looks. Yeah, so now the entire turret is kind of lit up. So I don't know if that looks better than the orange. I really don't know. And I would like to place another light here somewhere, but I can't because of the way that these blocks are set up. There's no way that I can put any more lights on these turrets, so that's pretty much as high up as I can go. But still, I think it does kind of light up the whole turret. I suppose instead of these ones though, these corner lights, let's get rid of those. What I could use here is just regular lights, so we could use these ones here. Well, I guess we can't then. Alright. I could use these light panels. No. The only option I've got is to use these ones, which is bizarre. That's really bizarre. Alright, well, let me reset these lights up. Maybe I can push the light that way, or maybe I could have another 2 lights that kind of join onto these ones that go like that, and then we could have, yeah, basically like 4 lights on the guns themselves, and perhaps that would look pretty good. I don't know, let's set this up and see how it looks. Okay, well, all of these lights are now configured, and yeah, I don't know. I would like to see what all of these lights look like when they are basically orange as well. So what I'll do here is I will change the color of these lights here to be orange, and then we'll kind of see how that looks as well. Okay, so this is what it looks like when all of the lights are orange. I don't know if I like it, to be honest. I do kind of like the white, but yeah, again, let me know what you guys think. I think I'm going to change these back to white, but yeah, I mean, let me know if you guys prefer them to be orange or white. I really I am so tempted to put lights along here, and what I could do is I could set them up to flash in intervals, so they could just like kind of flash like that, and then like that, and so on and so forth, and do that on both sides. I reckon that would be pretty cool to set up, although I've never really done that before in this game, so I'm not exactly quite sure how to do it. I'm sure I can figure it out, but yeah, it'll take me a little while. So for now, I'll change these back to white, and then we'll kind of go from there. So now, the only other thing I'm not sure about is whether or not I actually go ahead and create a leg for this whole thing. So I don't know, it kind of makes sense because this turret looks extremely heavy, and with the control tower it kind of made sense for it not to have a leg, because it just didn't look right, because the leg couldn't really get to the top. I don't know, it never really looked right with the control tower, but I mean, perhaps it will look right when I do it for this, because this turret is actually sitting quite far out from the edge of the mountain, more so than what the control tower is. So it kind of makes sense there to be a support brace of some kind there. So I think what I will do is set one up, weld it up, see how it looks, and then we can kind of go from there, because yeah, I'm not sure if I'm committed to that yet, and I'm not sure if it would actually look any good and it would be hideous like it was on the control tower. So let me go away and build that, and then we'll see how things are looking. Alright guys, well, I have completed the leg, well, I guess with exception to this block here, and you know what? I think it looks absolutely horrible. For one, it's not thick enough. Like, I think it should probably be one block further out here. Also, the angle is just, it just does not look right. So I think I'm just going to get rid of all this stuff. I know it's going to take me a lot of time to grind all this down, but in fact I'm probably just going to replace the welders on the Midas with some grinders to do that task relatively quickly. But I'm thinking maybe I'll do something similar to what I've done with the control tower here. So we'll have this kind of piece at the bottom that kind of goes downwards here. So maybe what I can do is place in some of these blocks here. So just 2x1 tips, probably one block in from the side, and then from there I can put in some blocks like that, and then have that shape sort of fit with this contour here and always be like kind of one block from the edge, and then I will build a leg from there. But rather than the leg going at this steep angle here, I'll kind of flip it so that the 2x1 blocks go the other way instead. So what I'll do is I'll grind all this stuff away using the weld ship here. In fact, do I have enough inventory space to replace these with grinders? Let's see if I do. So I'll make them this color. Doesn't really matter which color I make them, I suppose. So let's weld these up. I'll be able to do one, but I don't think I'll be able to do the other. Yeah, that's right. Alright, so let's replace this one. Now I should have the components for that. And let's get that sorted out. I actually went and welded all that stuff up by hand, which was probably a silly move. I should have used the Midas for that as well, but hey, what do you do? Okay, so let's add our block tools to the hotbar. Fantastic. And let's disconnect this thing and get all of these blocks welded up. Alright, cool. So that is all the stuff ground down. So now what I'll do is just park the ship on top of these here solar panels, because why not? Can I lock the landing gear? Yes, I can. Alright, so let's withdraw some steel plates from the back of this thing, because I already have them available here, so why not? Okay, so what I plan to do here is grab this color here, So as I was saying before, what I will do is, well, let's first do the edge. So we'll go out to about, I'd say about maybe this point here. Or do I go one block further maybe? I'm not sure. I think probably, yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, maybe we'll go from this point here. Actually, no, let's get rid of this. So we'll get rid of that, and then we'll put in some of these blocks here. So maybe like this, and then like this here. So like that, and then we'll go like this, this, and then from there we can go like this and like this, and then also like that, and then place in a block like that there. And then obviously I just got to do the same thing on the other side, although I don't think I'll bother placing these blocks in the middle because I don't really need those. What I'm going to do is I don't think I want to make this half blocks like I have on the bottom of the control tower. I think what I want to do is use full blocks here, so that then I can build the leg off of this this thing, if that kind of makes sense. So then from there we basically just have these blocks here, our tips. So we'll place our tips in like that. I'll go ahead and I will get rid of these blocks here, and then we'll replace those with these ones here like this. Place those in all of the corners like so, if I can place them correctly, and place this one here like that. And then let's get rid of this one that I mistakenly placed down. Then what I'll do is go ahead and I'll place in my 2x1 bases like so, and we'll place those in there like that. Right, and then here what we'll do is I'll just place in some blocks like this. So I probably plan to place in some, well actually I think I want the leg to be here, so we'll just put full blocks there for now. And I suppose what we can do is we can change that later. So here I will place in these ones like this. So we'll go like that. And then here I may place a full block as well. And then here we can just put in our 2x1 bases. I love these blocks. These are probably my most used block in this entire game. Okay, so now all I need to do is just weld that up, and I think that looks much better. So then what I can do is I can use this as the base for my leg. So what we want to do now is probably grind these blocks away so I can get the components for those. I will dump these into the... no. Will I? Yes, I will dump these into the weld chip, although I'll just put all of these blocks in there. So maybe we can go... do we have some space somewhere? Yeah, let's place those in there. And then let's quickly get rid of these grinders and replace these with welders again. So grab these and select our welder, make it this color, place that there. Place it there, weld these two things up. Cool. And now just disconnect the landing gear, and now I can just use the Midas to weld these blocks up as well. Let's lock that down. Fantastic. Okay, and nothing is smoking, nothing is damaged, which is always nice. And let's get ourselves some steel plates. Probably put those back in there because I don't need those. Okay, cool. So it looks like I've got plenty of fuel as well in my hydrogen tank, so I think we should be okay. Now, the only problem with this is, so what what I would normally do with these legs is I would have them like 2 blocks wide, like this. But if we go back up here, I don't think I'm going to have the opportunity to do that because I've only got 3 blocks to work with. So I can't make each leg on either side 2 blocks wide. So what I'm going to have to do is kind of use the side blocks, like these tapered ones on the side here, like these ones, but obviously in the opposite direction. So I think what I'll do here is I will start with, well, obviously this color, and then I'll start with one of these blocks here, and then from there I will add in one of these, and then I will go ahead and add in one of these here, like, wait, is it this one? Yeah, that one there. And then we just kind of continue that pattern all the way to the mountain here. So we'll just grab this here like this and place all these blocks down. And I think this should actually look quite good, but I guess we'll just have to kind of wait and see what happens. So now what I need to do is obviously flip this block over and do the same thing on this side. But I think I need to use this block here. So we can use that one there. Use that one there like that. And then use our tip, which is this one. But we got to spin this around. And then we do that, that, and that block there. And let's move away and see how that looks. Yeah, I think that looks 10 times better than what I was going to go with before. And then in the middle here, what we can use is the same thing as what I've done before and use those beam blocks. I think that's probably going to be the best way to do it. So I don't think I will time lapse this because I think we are kind of running out of time in this episode, and I kind of want to get this done before this episode does end. So yeah, I'll probably just come back once this is all done. Alright, and there we go. That leg is now complete. So it doesn't look over the top, and it still looks like it is supporting quite a bit of weight. And I think the extra like kind of thickness on the bottom of this makes it seem like it's believable, and it is actually holding up this turret adequately. So now all we need to do is go ahead and add in our beam blocks, which is these ones here. But of course, we will make these this color, and I am hoping that I can place in 2 rows of these blocks. So what I mean by that is, so we'll place this one, we'll place these ones down first because I'm going to need to place a few of them. And then I will need to place in the bases like that and like that. So I'm hoping that I can place them on the other side as well, but I don't know if I will be able to actually. I might only be able to place these blocks on the one side. So, but we'll see how we go with this. So let's grab our tips, spin those around. Can I get one in there? Yes, I can. And then yeah, so what we'll do though is we'll probably weld up these back ones first so that I can get some behind these. I don't actually think I'm going to be able to do what I had originally planned to do with these ones. Let's get some more steel plates. Fantastic. And hopefully I don't run out of jetpack fuel while I do this, but I think we should be okay. And I would really like to know what is causing these sim speed drops. I know it's something to do with this turret, but I don't know specifically what is causing that sim speed drop. And I just noticed I'm missing a block there. So what block do I need? You know what? I'm just going to leave it. I'm not going to worry about it. Okay. So let's find our beam blocks once more. And yeah, so I don't think I'm going to be able to place another set of beam blocks on the front. So yeah, I think the only thing I can do here is perhaps we can grab some plates. And then we can just put some plates on this top edge here. I think that's the only thing I can really do here. So I want, where's my full plates like this? So 2x1 slope tip. So hang on. I always struggle with these blocks. They're always really hard to kind of place down. So, and then I want the 2x1 base, which goes like that. There we go. Okay, cool. I think that doesn't look too bad. I think it looks pretty good. And then obviously from here we have this decoration on the front at least. So yeah, I think that actually looks quite good. And then of course here, what we'll do is just place in some regular square beam blocks like this, all the way to the mountain itself. And we should be looking pretty good at this point. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to place any lights in here, but I think, you know, overall I'm quite happy with this design. I suppose I could move it forward and then... Nah, see, that's as good as it's going to get. What I was thinking is maybe I could get rid of this block and move these forward a little bit, but I don't think I would be able to add a square block in here. I just don't think it would work out. Maybe it would, maybe it wouldn't, but I don't think that would work out. But I don't know, let me know what you guys think. Do you like this design, or do you think it looks hideous? Now, there is one other small, tiny little change I want to make to this turret. I don't really like the fact that it goes all the way to the edge, this turret here. So I think what I'm going to do here is get rid of these 45-degree angle slopes. And perhaps what we can do is we can change it to something else. So I could even use beam blocks for this. So I could maybe use these 45-degree... Nah, I could use these... Not these tips, but these ones here. So I could use those, but I don't really like it because there's no real detail there. So maybe I will have to just go... I mean, I suppose what I could do as well is maybe use these ones here like that to give it a bit more of an interesting shape. But I don't think I really want to do that either, because like I said, I don't want them to go all the way to the edge. So perhaps instead what I'll do is just... I'm going to test this out. I don't know if this is really going to look any good either. So we'll just put 2x1 tips here, and we'll see if this looks any good. I don't know. I don't know. I'd love it if I had something halfway in between the 45-degree angle and these tips, to be honest. But I think that's about as good as it's going to get. Okay, so I think at this point, now that I've gone ahead and upgraded all these weapons and yeah, built this railgun turret, I think it's probably about time that we do a bit of weapons testing. So what I'm going to do is transfer this world to a creative one, and I'm basically just going to park a ship there, and then yeah, we'll just see how these turrets go against that ship. So I'm probably going to spawn in the Manticore, so which will be this one here. So this is like a heavy armor ship. It is hydrogen, so, and it does kind of struggle to stay aloft on this planet. So I think what I'll do is I'll place some additional thrusters on the back of it so that it kind of stays in the air just that little bit longer. So yeah, anyway, I'll see you guys in a moment, and we can get this weapons testing underway. Okay, so here we are in creative mode. I have made sure all the weapon systems are active, and we're just going to basically see how everything goes. Now, I kind of was tempted to, yeah, disable the weapons on this ship just to see purely how my weapons go against this one, this ship. But I think, yeah, maybe it's a good idea to kind of test where the weaknesses are in my base when something like this is kind of firing upon it. The only thing is that, like, Reavers don't really behave like this. They don't kind of just sit there and fire at you. Basically what they do is they tend to YOLO and ram into your base. So in order to take on Reavers effectively, you really need something that just kind of instantly blows them up before, and like breaks them apart before they even get anywhere near close to your base. Or basically have every little bit of your base underground and then only have the weapon systems kind of poking out, or have some sort of decoy system that kind of attracts them to that. And that is why I am really so afraid of the Reavers, because if they just kind of sat here and fired upon me, I could kind of deal with the damage that they do. But yeah, anyway, kind of getting off topic here. So basically, I have also checked that this ship is within range of all the weapons around my base. So yeah, we'll basically just see how this goes. So what we're going to do here is we are actually just going to change the ownership of this. But before I do that, I'm going to go into my spectator camera, and maybe what we'll do is we'll park the spectator camera next to this turret here. I'll go back into my normal camera, and what I need to do is change all of the blocks on the grid to be owned by the space pirates, and then at that point, then all my turrets will start firing on it, and then it will start firing on me. So let's press yes, and then quickly press F8, and there goes the railgun. What is that turret doing? I don't think that turret knows what it's doing. Yep. You see, and there is my problem with these turrets here. They kind of get blown up by your own turrets. So it's not really the greatest thing. And it seems like not many of my turret installations are actually able to fire down on this thing, which is a bit of a shame. So all I've really got is this turret here at the front, but none of these turrets here have enough gun depression to kind of get down onto this ship. And then now what's happened is, even though this ship is crashed, it still has a lot of active turrets. What's that shooting at? Is that a Reaver? What is that? Okay, well that's a bit strange. What is that? Oh, that's me! I totally forgot I was in the spectator camera mode. Alright, let's go over here. So yeah, the one problem I've got now is that I don't really have too many defenses here. I think I've found a really big hole in my defenses, so what I really need to do is place in some turret installations here. I'm going to exit my character's view because he's just getting peppered with rounds. And then, why is my railgun turret not firing on this dude? I think I've set a rotor lock to only go to 0 degrees, so that's another thing I'm going to have to fix. But yeah, this turret is just going ballistic at this thing. Seems like this turret does have a bit of an angle on this thing. Well, I don't know. I think it went relatively well. But as I said, I think I've got a massive hole in my defenses, and I need to place in some turret installations here and probably here as well. This Reaver's probably going to see this action. That's alright. And also what I need to do is I need to fix this railgun here and allow that to actually point downwards, because that is a massive issue. You can see that the Pilgrim has sustained a little bit of damage, not heaps, but a little bit. How much damage has the Atlas sustained? Not heaps. But yeah, I really don't have... What's going on here? I don't know what that gun is doing. But anyway, yeah, so few things to work on in the next episode, I think. But anyway, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this episode of Wasteland Survival, and I hope to see you in the next episode. If you did like it, leave a like, and consider subscribing so that you don't miss out on the next episode. Alright guys, I will see you next time.